Hello, this is Oded Hadas from Tracepan Communications, and this video will be about troubleshooting of IPTV services on GPON or XGS-PON. This is one of a series of videos on troubleshooting of issues on a PON. Before watching this video, we recommend that you watch our introduction video about troubleshooting. So let's go ahead. The concept we will be talking about today is related to visibility of the services at every point on the PON. So let's look at what the network looks like from the backbone to the customer. There's the backbone, and then backbone may be composed of various networks. Finally, it comes to the access network, connects to the OLT, because we're talking about a PON. The OLT connects to the access network, in this case the GPON or XGS-PON. Then we have the ONU at the customer's home or outside the house. And then, depending on the service, there will be equipment at the customer premises. In the case of IPTV, it would be a set-top box and a TV set. In other cases, it may be, for example, for internet, a router and a PC, and so on. Now, in order to troubleshoot services, the idea we're talking about is having visibility with measurement points in every point across the network. So if something goes wrong in any point, you can see what the service looks like or what the traffic looks like when it goes into a specific element and when it goes out of that specific element. As an example, by getting visibility to both ends of the OLT, you can isolate problems related to the OLT because you can see what the packets look like going into the OLT and what they look like coming out of the OLT. The same is true for the ONU. Now, the visibility or the measurement points at the set-top box and at the network side are available. These are standard Ethernet interfaces. The main limitation is the PON itself, because this is usually a blind spot. What we are presenting is based on a test equipment, a test device that Tracepan can sell you. It's called GPON Tracer, and this gives you visibility to the PON itself. Now, both ends of the PON, the OLT side and the ONU side, both ends of the fiber, will have the same traffic flowing or the same service, the same information, with one main difference. At the OLT side, you have visibility to all of the customers, while at the ONU side, it's only that one specific customer. Other than that, since this is fiber media and it's transparent, I'd say in 99% of the cases, what you see here for a specific customer and what you see here at the ONU side for the same customer will be exactly the same. So what we got here, as I said, measurement points in every point on the network. And now let's continue. So the example we're talking about today is an IPTV problem. As an example, internet service is okay, but the customer experiences IPTV service problems. And these may be screen freeze, pixelization, or maybe no service at all. And causes for this may be various. It could be related to the PON itself. As an example, service setup on the ONU or ONT with a protocol called OMCI. It may be a problem of the set-top box, like turning on the incorrect channel or switching channels unexpectedly. A fault of the IPTV server, a fault of the backbone, and the way to troubleshoot this is to record the data here on the PON and then look at using an application which we can propose, look at what the IPTV service looks like at this point. And these are some of the indications that you can see. First of all, you have a list of all the channels that were identified. And for each one, you have some metrics. Here you can see what they are: data rate, jitter, errors. You can see in this example that one of the channels had an error. You see this red X. And then you also have the option to look at graphs showing you what each of the channels looked like during the measurement period. And what you have here is the data rate, the jitter, and some errors. In this example, you're seeing that this channel had a drop. I mean, the transmission stopped momentarily at this point in time. At the same time, you're also seeing the sequence error here on this graph. And by looking at this, it means, okay, something is wrong with this channel at this specific moment. But you can also see we have this blue channel, which was transmitted at exactly the same time and had no problem at all. So this means it's not a general IPTV server problem or not a PON-related problem. It's definitely related to one specific IPTV channel. Here is another example. In this example, you're seeing a peak in the jitter of one of the channels, and you can look at the channels one by one. Actually, what happened here is that all the channels looked okay most of the time, but had a peak in a jitter with a sequence error at a specific point in time. Now, since multiple channels had the exact same problem, then it's either a problem on the PON, on the fiber network, or in the backbone. Now, since we also have an indication about physical errors on the PON, and we're not seeing any, we are seeing a sequence error, but we're not seeing any physical error, then most likely it's not a PON-related issue, it's something in the backbone or in the IPTV server itself. Okay, so two examples. And you can look at some rules of thumb that you can establish, like, does it characterize one channel or all of them? Do you also see errors at the physical layer or only on the IPTV channels themselves? And various other rules of the thumb to allow you to understand where the problem comes from. So this is it for this webinar. If you want more details, you're welcome to go to our website, www.tracepan.com, and watch our webinars. We have a number of webinars with more details and various scenarios. You can learn about our company at www.tracepan.com or contact us at info@tracepan.com. If you like this video, give us a like. If you'd like to see more, you can also subscribe to our YouTube channel. Thank you for watching.